Hello, this is Jacob Bolton, Associate Pastor of Formation here at Westminster Presbyterian Church in Alexandria, Virginia. Just a couple of devotionals ago, we all celebrated Hogmanay, the annual festival that Scotland celebrates every year at New Year's. Well, when we virtually lit fireworks and when we sang together Auld Lang Syne, it was a perfect devotional segue into this morning's devotion. Today, millions of people around the world are gearing up to celebrate the 262nd birthday of that song's writer, Scottish national poet, Robert Burns. On or near January 25th of every year, an estimated 9 million people, 9 million around the world, attend Burns suppers, following roughly the same order of events since the very first one was ever held, just a few years after he died, in 1801. Now to Scots, Robbie Burns is the bard and is remembered and celebrated by his descendants worldwide. Although he was a celebrity in the literary circles and society of Edinburgh in Scotland, the capital, in the late 18th century, his poetry and his songs, often in the vernacular Scots dialect, was the product more of a rural and rustic farm life from his own upbringing as commoner. A writer of over 300 poems and songs, his catalog spans more than just a New Year's song. For some of his most famous works include A Red, Red Rose, A Man's a Man for All That, To a Louse, To a Mouse, which were both included in my English literature textbook from high school, and Tam O'Shanter. Robbie lived fast and died young. When he died at the age of 37, he had already fathered 13 children from 4 different mothers. Poems were not the only thing he was producing, if you feel me. There's a joke that says of the 10,000 people who attended Robbie Burns' funeral on July 25th of 1796, the majority of them were his relatives. Now, even though his life was short, his legacy lives on. And Robbie Burns' influence on American writers, artists, and songwriters runs very deep. Bob Dylan has acknowledged that A Red, Red Rose is his single most important inspiration. John Steinbeck got the title for Of Mice and Men from Burns' poem To a Mouse. J.D. Salinger's inspiration for the title Catcher in the Rye comes from Burns' Through the Rye. Even Michael Jackson was a fan, working on a stage production of the life and work of Robbie Burns when he so tragically died young. And his birthday celebration today. The annual Robbie Burns Supper is the largest literary festival in the world. In 1801, there was one 9-person dinner. And now, thousands of people gather to dine, to remember, and to celebrate by over 9 million people in the world. So how does one celebrate at a Robbie Burns supper? The annual celebration of Scottish music, poetry, food, and fun is often best celebrated by the playing of some Celtic music, right? Bagpipes are commonplace at a traditional Burns supper. A highlight is, of course, the marching in of the haggis into the dining room, often paraded in with pipes, drums, and the chef who, of course, created this delicacy. The haggis, which is a Scottish traditional dish made of ground sheep parts, oats, onions, and spices, is then ceremoniously addressed or praised by the recitation of Robbie Burns' poem Ode to a Haggis. In fact, Google this, haggis has now been sent into outer space. So perhaps that's what you eat while driving your Tesla that has also been sent into outer space. Haggis is just one part of a meal, including often also potato soup, beef, vegetables, shortbread, and more often than not, a whiskey tasting. Among the traditional features of a Burns dinner is the immortal memory, which is a tribute to Robbie Burns, touching on his life, his times, his numerous loves, and his poetry. And so today, on Robbie Burns' birthday, I encourage you all today to celebrate Robbie Burns in your own special way. Who do you wish to pray for as part of your own immortal memory? Put on some Celtic folk music. If you've never heard of him, check out Doogie McLean. Oh my goodness, amazing. If nothing else, enjoy this reading of one of his most famous poems, and one that Bob Dylan has cited as being a high inspiration, A Red, Red Rose. Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. So fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I. And I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas go dry. Till all the seas go dry, my dear, and the rocks all melt with the sun. I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well a while. And I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 mile. Robbie Burns, A Red, Red Rose. Much love. Hold fast.